Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing solid. It's the weekend. I get to enjoy a little bit. Today we're going to be doing a Tainted Lost Greedier mode. Why? One, I hate this character. Two, I hate this character. So we're just going to see what we can do, I guess. You feel me? Lump of coal in the shop is not bad by any means. It's actually pretty solid. Hope everyone's doing alright. I'm doing pretty okay. You know, chilling. Going about my day nice and lovely. What aren't I doing? My apologies. Just getting spoken to for a second there. But yeah, you know, just chilling. Going about my day nice and lovely. Just woke up literally like an hour ago. If even. Like 40 minutes ago. You know the weekends, man. The weekends I love to record Isaac just mad early. Maybe I'll do a few episodes because now that a certain date is coming up, I will be heading out of town in late July. So I need to make sure that I am properly recorded up for late July, you feel me? You know? I gotta make sure that I have the proper recordings so I can go ahead and what's the word I'm thinking of? You know, I can go ahead and take that little vacation there and still have daily uploads. Unfortunately, not going to be in real time. You know, you're going to have to wait for any stories that happen that day while I'm gone. So honestly, it's going to be hard to make the backlog because I feel like I don't yap in an interesting way like that. Enough to like have a suitable backlog. At least I haven't done that in a minute, you know? I'm gonna be dead ass with you. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's fine to just have like a chill episode or two, you know? It is what it is. But yeah, I like to record my Isaacs early on the weekend. Why? I like to have the full day to myself, you know? Plus I got Death Stranding 2 to play. Been playing that for a bit. It's pretty solid, you know. I'm actually liking it a lot. I think it's a pretty damn good game. The only thing I can say is I wonder how my uncle's holding up, because that is the person that I last expected to be a Death Stranding guy. Not for any particular reason, but just because he told me he didn't play the first Death Stranding because of the fact that you're just walking delivering packages. And I was like, that's the second game too, bro, you know? But I didn't say that, but in my heart of hearts, I was thinking that's just the second game. Like, that's also what it's gonna be, you know? I will say, there's definitely been a bit more action and stuff going on in the second game, but the overall premise is still the exact same thing. I also love that you can tell it's a Hideo Kojima game. You know what I mean? There's something about that fact that I love a lot. But yeah, I've been playing Death Stranding. I've been enjoying it so far. Honestly, can't wait to play Demon's Souls. That is the one game that I am actually thoroughly excited for. I wanted to play Demon's Souls for so long. If you guys have never played it before, or you guys have never heard of it, it is essentially the first, not game in the Dark Souls trilogy, but it's the first Souls game that FromSoft has made. It's not aligned with the trilogy of Dark Souls at all. It just shares the name Demon's Souls, but it's, you know, it's like the first, what's the word I'm thinking? You know, it's the first game like that, so it's got its own little merits to it. And I want to play it because it existed only as a PlayStation exclusive for the longest time. And then, guess what? It got a remaster, but oh, guess what? It's still a PlayStation exclusive. Just now to the PS5 instead of the PS3. Which isn't horrible by, you know, any stretch of the word, I'm gonna be real. It's not bad that that's the case. It's just unfortunate for someone like me who didn't own a PS3 really growing up. And when I did own a PS3 growing up, oh, I'm ending it. when I did own a PS3 growing up, I was not aware of the Demon Souls game, you know? That was a pretty niche game on the PS3. I played the bangers, you know? I played some Uncharted, I played Infamous. Funny enough, I did play BioShock, which I don't think is an exclusive, but it's just where I first played BioShock. And I remember it was one of the most banger promotions ever, that if you bought BioShock Infinite, you got like a free copy of the first BioShock game. And that's where I first played the first BioShock game. And I was like, dude, this is cinema, you know? Dare I say, this is cinema. You know, usually I'm a really large chaos enjoyer. I think today we will hold off. Not for any particular reason as like, oh, I don't want to ruin my run. I actually thoroughly enjoy chaos, however. I don't know how it affects like the card pools and stuff like that, you feel me? I don't think it does, but you never know. So I want to make sure. Oh, plus, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of ruins Devil Deals. If we're being honest here, it low-key ruins Devil Deals just a little bit. Hello? That was just a shot speed up. It wasn't a tears up at all. Even though my tears did get lowered. Which has me thinking I didn't lower my tears when I grabbed experimental treatment. It lowered my fire rate. Whatever.
Holy car.
Fine by me. We're in burning basement, so there's a good chance we die off rip. I'm gonna be so real with you. I hate burning basement for this one reason. It is the deadliest out of all of the starters. Cellar is pretty bad. I used to think Cellar was pretty bad. Then burning basement was added in to Isaac, and then I realized that Edmund hates people that spend money on this game. But yeah, I remember playing Infamous, and I was like, dude, this game is peak. It's unfortunate that that game is never ever gonna get a sequel or anything, because it is so fire. The concept is so cool, you know? It was my prototype, which I know they're like vaguely similar, I guess, not necessarily the exact same game. I never played Prototype. You know another game I didn't play growing up? I never played Assassin's Creed. And I remember I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. I remember I went to the mall with my mom one time, and I didn't like being in the JCPenney or whatever, so I would be like, hey mom, can I just chill out in the GameStop? It's literally next door to the JCPenney. So she was like, yeah, that's fine. And literally all I would do is I would just go around the GameStop just looking at games, you know? I would window shop, and as soon as I saw a game that I thought was cool, I'd like try and beg my mom to get it for me. Worked sometimes. That's where I got Fallout 3, and that's where that became one of my favorite Fallout games of all time. / got me into the Fallout series. And one of the games I got was Assassin's Creed. I think it was 3. I got Assassin's Creed 3, and I remember playing it for the first time. And I'm gonna be so honest with you, I think I put like 2 hours into that game, and I was like, this is mad boring. No offense to any Assassin's Creed fans out there, you know, I mean no harm, I mean no disrespect by my statement. But I'm gonna be so honest with you, when I played that game, I thought it was boring as shit. And so I never touched it again. Instead, I went back to GameStop and I just turned it in, you know? That was one of the few times that I would willingly turn in a game to GameStop. The only reason I say willingly is because my brother, he made use of that policy maybe a bit far too much for my liking. You know, he would go to GameStop and he would return games that he didn't play. Granted, oh, hold on. My apologies. Okay. I still remember what I was talking about, surprisingly. I went to go eat breakfast and I still remember what I was talking about. So my brother made sure to utilize that GameStop return policy a little bit more than I would honestly hope for. I think he definitely has gotten rid of some classic games that I maybe would have been like, oh, I would have loved to kept a physical copy of this or something like that. But his mentality was, if we don't play it anymore, what's the point of holding it onto it? And I can't say I blame him, honestly. I'm gonna be real. I can't really say I blame the guy. But, you know, more like minor inconvenience for me. And but now, you know, now that everything's all digital or whatever, I actually like to have my media on like hard disk. You feel me? You know, like physical media. I'm a fan of that, but unfortunately, oh, Mom's Knife is really good. Unfortunately, we don't get that luxury anymore due to, you know, I don't want to be the guy to complain about it. Honestly, I really feel bad anytime I do complain about something like this, but this is something that's been weighing on my mind for a little bit, and I just kind of need to know, / get it off my chest. What's the dealio with games now having, what's the word I'm thinking of? You might know what I'm trying to say / talk about here. What's the deal with games now where you can like insert the disc, you know, it's physical media, yet you put it into like the disc tray or whatever, and it's still like, okay, gotta download the game. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like the old fart man, but I'm being so real. What happened to just putting the game in the disc, putting the game in the disc tray, and it just worked, you know? It's annoying, and like I said, I feel bad about like spewing out this rhetoric or whatever, because maybe it's a bit more of a complex topic than I might be thinking, you know what I mean? But like that, and also the fact that like some games need to be online only now, definitely really pisses me off to like no end. Might be thinking, Tony, what are you talking about? Black Ops 6. I've gone on about Black Ops 6. I've sung its praises, I've sung some of its downsides, and I gotta say that it definitely is not beating the allegations when it comes to, what's the word I'm thinking of? Keeping itself alive to some degree. Because it's an online only game, which means all of its content is locked behind an internet connection. Is that a horrible thing? Maybe off rip, not necessarily, but then, you know, maybe a thought might get into your brain of, hey, a few years down the line when the servers aren't up, I want to play some Liberty Falls, maybe, you know? There's literal like ingrained lost media, you know what I mean? The game is literally like set up for lost media now. Later down the line, say something bad happens to the company or something like that, we just lose the game. All right, there you go. You lost the game, you know? Online services no longer exist. All the content that was on there, all the things that you paid for or whatnot, they're completely gone. And honestly, it kind of does suck, because I don't want that to happen, you know? I still be playing World at War sometimes to play the zombies, because those maps are cool, and that's the only way to experience like those maps in that form. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to say the same thing for Liberty Falls, you know? Maybe 10, 20, it's literally, it has been almost 20 years and I'm still playing World at War. Let's say the same thing happens another couple 20 years down the line and they shut down servers for Black Ops 6. That is what is currently, I think, I want to say 5 solid, but the tomb is kind of a stain. So let's just say 4 really good maps and 1 really mid map. You know, we're gonna lose Liberty Falls, we're gonna lose Terminus, we're gonna lose the tomb, you know, we're gonna lose Shattered Veil, we're gonna lose Citadel de Mor. 4 of those maps, excluding the tomb, might be some of the best maps Zombies has had in a long time. And you're telling me some 20 odd years down the line, You could just be like, yeah, just pull the plug on it, you know? Why? Because no one plays that game anymore, so just pull the plug. Well, all the content that was on there, now completely gone. It's highly unfortunate, man, honestly. No other way I can really say it other than what it is. It's just highly unfortunate. And it sucks. I think genuinely, to me, I think it genuinely sucks as like someone who thoroughly enjoys playing games, I guess. Well, you feel me? As someone who loves video games, it sucks to know that the games that I know and love might someday literally just not exist. Or the access to them won't exist past a certain like time or year, you feel me? I'm gonna be so honest with you, I want this for the guppy potential. I was gonna say I want it for the guppy potential, but I was gonna go with lusty blood. I moved too far. Oh, I'm a moron.
Holy card.
I can't blow these up, huh? Oh, hold on. I know what I can do. Nope, never mind. Okay. Here's what I can do. I can ace of clubs this. And I'll be able to still get these with the golden penny from over here. That was just gone. That was unfortunately lost to the sands of time. How come time is represented by sand? Dumb question, I know, you know? Not a question you expect to be hearing on your average Tony episode, but it's true. Why is time represented by sand? You know, maybe some genius out there, mayhaps enlighten me. Cause I'm gonna be real. I can kind of maybe see it as like a wasting away sort of deal, you know? Because time passes, time wisps away or whatever like that, and it's like, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Then a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of also like, okay, but why? You know? I don't know, I'm stupid. Ugh, don't want you, bro. I know that's not the one that turns everything into pills, I think that's pill baggy, but still. Or wait, no. It's gonna spawn 4 cards, right? Because I have starter deck. Starter deck's the one that turns all pills into cards. Or not starter, yeah, starter deck, right? And then starter pack is the different one. Starter pack is the one that gives you 5 cards. Starter deck is the one that lets you hold 2. Goated. Dare I say goated. Woo! Almost got me, I can't lie. Okay. Let's try. It was 4 cards. That's beautiful. Hey-o! It's pretty good. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot I could do that. I forgot I could hold 2 cards now. Yes! We're living good, fellas. Alright, what was I talking about again? Honestly, I forget. I was talking about video games. Oh yeah, it's just gonna be unfortunate. It's gonna be an unfortunate reality I'm just gonna have to face or whatever. But later down the line, games are just, they're just gonna lose their, not inherent value, I guess, but you know. Later down the line, certain games will literally like cease existing and cease being playable. One, for example, I could think of off rip, Rumbleverse, you know? Concord in recent memory, not that anyone really gave a damn about Concord, truth be told, but it's a recent memory that I can think of, is that Concord was a game that, you know, existed as an online only sort of deal, and it quite literally died within a month, you know? And that game is just lost media now, you know? You can't play that game anymore. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You feel me? You picking up what I'm putting down here? You might know, you know, you might feels me, mayhaps. Maybe not. Time charge starts. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, give me a second again. I am oh so sorry for such a long wait. My apologies. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I took so long, I forgot what the hell we were talking about. So, just gonna have to restart the convo or something. Don't recall what, or whom, or huh we were speaking on, but whatever. Last I remember is my brother. I remember now. Alright, yeah, it's just unfortunate the way media is, I guess, becoming a little bit more digital, which I'm not against. Believe me, I purchase more digital games than I think most other people. Because, one, I still enjoy playing games a lot. Even if it is locked behind digital, I still enjoy playing them. So I will, you know, I'll shill it out, one might say. I'll play them. If they're good and it exists, I will fork over the money. You feel me? And as a PC gamer, you know, physical media just doesn't even exist at all. Because, like, I'm not gonna go to the store and buy myself a physical copy of Diablo. I don't even think they make discs, you know? I say Diablo because that's the only game I can think of. No, World of Warcraft. I remember, for some reason, we never played and we never had a PC capable of it. But for some reason, my brother used to have a World of Warcraft like CD at home. I don't know why, because he never played it, and like I said, we never even had a PC that was like capable of running it, you know? I think at the most we had like, I couldn't even tell you, honestly. But it's just crazy, I guess, to think about. like you know, games did used to come in the what's it called, form. Oh, that was an accident. No, I was sneezing, my bad. On the off chance we get Guppy, it's not a bad idea to look for it. But, like I was saying, my apologies. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, what's the word I'm thinking of? You know, it's crazy to me that I guess those games used to have physical releases on PC before. But now, at least, on Steam, brother, nothing's physical, man, you know? Nothing is physical on Steam. It's all licenses. Which is why I like GOG. I'm gonna be real. Even if it's not physical media, I at least own the game, you know? Which is why I like, and I actually use GOG on occasion. Being able to essentially have updated PC ports of older games is pretty cool too, I can't lie. Like, for example, owning Resident Evils 1, 2, and 3, the original, on PC is something that I never thought I would be able to do, but it's something that I have done. I currently own those 3 games on PC, and I'm gonna be real with you, it's fucking sick. Why? Because it's a classic game that I not physically own, but I legally own, you know? I own that shit. It's on my... It's like, it's on my drive. I own it, you know? As if I had a physical disc. Internet goes down, I can still play it. My account gets banned or whatever, as long as I got the EXE on my fucking PC. It still exists, as far as I'm concerned. And that's what's so cool about it. That's what's so cool about it, to me, is the fact that that is a thing. It's a possibility. That's real. is that I still own it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think maybe the tears up would be better. Okay, here's what we do. Buy a key, bada boom. And then we buy this over here for the last tears up necessary. Should be the last one. Yep, it was. Then we just kind of relax. Shut up, relax. I need cards. I need cards bad, bro. I need them really bad. Little Horn is really good. And a Lucky Penny. An extra Lucky Penny is pretty solid too, I can't lie. Curse of Darkness is really criminal, I can't lie. I'm very distraught that we have Curse of Darkness currently. Because I could die. I could die and not even realize it, you feel me? We're gonna have to play it careful. Make sure to utilize these spawning indicators as much as physically possible. Shouldn't be too big an issue, thanks to this, you know? The fact that we are coating the entire arena in the flames of the damned or whatever. Things should be going pretty solid. But you never know, man. Look at that, look at that, like that, see? I didn't even see it coming. That, what the fuck, bro? Oh, excuse my language. Oh. Can we get a card? Blank card. Fuck it. I need you bad. Tech X, dude. Fuck me, man. I don't need that. I need a card. I'm gonna die to some stupid brimstone laser and I'm gonna end it. Okay, okay, okay. Not bad, not bad. Son of a bitch, man. Son of a bitch. Alright. No card is a hard sell. I'm gonna be real. No card is a hard sell. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Stand up now and face the sun. Yes! Yeah, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Sorry, Tony, why are you singing? Come on, man. Come on, bro. You just saw the goated play of my lifetime. You can't tell me you're not hogged out of your fucking gourd too, bro. My bad. Oh, we are buying that ASAP, bro. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. 0 curses, 0 limits, you know? Fucking cinema, bro. You take that ASAP. But dude, yeah, physical media is cool, man, honestly. Physical media is very cool. I like owning my games physically, which kind of hurts that some games only exist digitally on the digital storefront, or that most digital storefronts don't actually let you own the game that you're buying. You feel me? I don't want, and I'm not like preaching no like let's go back to a simpler time kind of, you know, because like that's not the Tony way. That's not the Tony spiel, the Tony rhetoric. If you're glimpsing that from what I'm saying, you might have got me all misunderstood. You know what I mean? I'm not even joking. This might be... I noticed I claim a lot of bosses are like the worst boss in Isaac. That has led me to now believe and think a lot of bosses in Isaac just fucking suck. You know? A lot of enemies in Isaac are just absolute dog shit enemy designs. Excuse my language, you know, dare I say. Excuse my language, excuse my hatefulness. But it's kind of got me thinking, I think I'm right in that scenario. I think a lot of enemies in Isaac are just fucking bad. They're not good enemy design by any shape, any way, shape, or form. And they just suck overall. Now, what does that got me thinking? What does that got me believing? I'm real with you, I don't fucking know. I just know that they suck big time. All stats up. And a good all stats up never hurt nobody. Alright. So we have a few mantles to break through. Let's see if Tony can pull this one out. What's up with this? What's up with that, man? I'm not even joking. Like the last 5 Isaac runs we've had have had that happen. And I don't understand what the dealio is. Also, I'm gonna be so real with you, having Fire Mind is pretty good because of the fact that we get to block shots from Greedier here. It's pretty solid, man. But yeah, you know, I don't know, old man yells at cloud, you know, we're living in a digital era. Maybe I should just kind of reconcile with the fact that that's just kind of how games are, I guess, nowadays. You know, not to say there aren't games that don't exist that do that. You know, I own myself a physical copy of Signalis, my GOAT game. You know, it's weird to say Nintendo kind of feels like one of the few companies still doing it, but granted, I'm not necessarily sure. I know there has been a debacle or whatever not too long ago about how Nintendo, the cartridges are actually licenses, like digital licenses. And so it, like, I don't know if someone has debunked that or if that itself was like just misinfo spread to hate, you know. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you the answer, unfortunately. I haven't done the research myself, which is why I don't want to speak on it like I know something when I literally and like clearly don't. You feel me? So all I'm gonna say right now is it seems like Nintendo is one of the few companies that still does physical media in that sense, which is unfortunate to say because I hate Nintendo. Nintendo makes a lot of bad business decisions, like anti-consumer sort of decisions, you know, a lot of the time, which is why I hate them, for anyone not aware. If you are somehow living under a rock under Nintendo's business decisions, such as their pricing aspect sort of deal and stuff like that, you know? If you are somehow living under a rock from those, you know, in the past month or two of media spiel. But other than that, or, you know, the fact that they are insanely, like, anti-tournament for Smash. You know, I like Smash as much as the next guy. I'm gonna be real with you. I think Smash is cool. It's alright, you know? I'm not the kind of diehard guy for Smash. I don't have the, I'm gonna say this because that's just how they say it. I don't have the hate boner for Smash that like 90% of the FGC community does. So, you know, But it just sucks how Nintendo is like so anti their own game. You feel me? Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time you're viewing this. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.